Right? Does that hurt your pockets?
I guess so.
Didn't earlier you just said that you had 4 women and that you was doing good financially? And then now all of a sudden we bring out marriage papers, $90 at the courthouse, and you say that hurts your pockets.
Sleep with this one and get a pregnancy. That's not what I do myself.
But you are the father of all of those kids, right? Now, when you go home, do you go to 4 of them, right? Do you go home to one of them or all of them? 3. So are you in different places at one time? When you go home, do you go to all 4 of them or you go to one of them?
3.
Oh, so they all stay in the same house.
One not staying.
One's not staying in the same house.
3 of them stay together.
So you gotta understand, right?
3 of them stay together?
They all stay in the same house, right?
Oh yeah, I bring them up. I take them up. What are you talking about?
Hold on.
I'm from Jamaica. I take on my kids. You try to say I'm lying.
Hold on.
I didn't say you was lying.
I take them up. Somebody they gonna live with.
I ain't say
they gonna live with the strangers.
I ain't say you was lying. I ain't say you was lying.
Now look.
But what I'm saying,
All
Alright, go. Explain.
you don't get it.
No, you explain. I'm right here.
American country don't matter.
Explain. So,
I come up here. I bring my kids up. They live with me.
okay.
I only got 1 kid right now.
Not the kids, the women. The women. He keeps talking about the kids.
Right?
That's what you're asking about.
Is all the women staying with you? They're not staying with you.
Oh.
So it's you and the kids in the house.
That's my girl.
And your girlfriend. So that's 5.
No. That's a baby one. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so 3 of them are not living with you.
3 kids live with me.
No, I'm talking about the women. So 3 of them are staying somewhere else.
Yes.
And then 1 of them you're staying with in the house, right? So you gotta understand, right? Is that benefiting our community as Black people? Is that benefiting our community as a black man? Because let's go back to Hebrews. Watch this. Because what you're doing is whoremongering. You're sleeping with women, having kids, and all of a sudden you send the women away. That's whoremongering, right? You
gotta send them away.
But you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't sleep with multiple women. You can't. The Bible does not promote that.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all.
Marriage is an honorable thing. Now, are you married to one of them? See, that's the issue. You're not married to any of them. You don't even have paperwork. You understand that? That's why God said marriage is an honorable thing, because you're committed in that relationship, which compels you to invest in it. You understand that? So it's very important that we have to stay with one wife, one woman. Read. Okay.
And the bed and the file. But whoremonger.
What?
Whoremonger.
So it's a whoremongering thing if you're not marrying our sisters, read.
And adulterers. God will judge.
God is going to judge us. And what's one of that judgment? Go to Deuteronomy 23:17 about the no whores, the daughters. This is what you're doing right now. And this is a law that is written in the Bible, right? Because some people might think it's a culture. It's not. Sleeping with multiple women is not a culture. It's a lust. They doing it for their lust. Watch this. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
Read that again.
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
God said there shall be no whores of the daughters of Israel. So you as a man, you should take into account and have an understanding that you shouldn't be going from women to women. Because when you do that, you're showing them to be whores. That affects their lives. You understand that? So they're probably out there thinking that it's okay to go from man to man to man to man because you are the one that initiated that. It does not benefit our community. Right? Let's get bring forth monsters. Was that Isaiah? So you got to understand that that affects our community, right? So when they go from men to men now, right? Now that they understand, now they think that it's okay because they slept with them. They think that it's okay from man to man to man. And this is the result of that. Read.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and a fire shall be often out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places.
Now watch this. Listen to this.
And menstruous women.
What?
Menstruous women.
Menstruous women
Shall bring forth monsters.
shall bring forth monsters. How are those kids monsters today? If you look at the generation today, right? How are they? These kids today? They're disrespecting their parents. They're disrespecting their teachers. Violence, drugs, right? Why is that? Because single parent household. You are creating single parent household in our community and the black nation. You got to understand that. So when you go from women to women, you're not benefiting anything. You might think that is okay, but really it's not. The Bible says that you should not cause your sisters to be a whore. So now they're going out there thinking that it's okay. You know, let's get paperwork.
Tobit 7:12.
Tobit 7 and 12, right? Because you said that the one that you're with right now, you say you don't have any paperwork, right? I think if you go to the courthouse, you say you work, right? Now watch this. You say you work, and you say you're not lacking. As far as your finances, you're good, right? So you should be able to go to the courthouse and afford papers for $90.
Right.
$90, right? Does that hurt your pockets?
I guess so.
Didn't earlier you just said that you had 4 women and that you was doing good financially, and then now all of a sudden we bring out marriage papers, $90 at the courthouse, and you say that hurts your pockets. You BSing, brother.
Book of Tobit, chapter 7, verse 13.
Watch this.
Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father, and he took her by the hand, and gave her to be wife to Tobias.
A what?
Gave her to be wife
Wives.
to Tobias.
Wife.
Wife.
Singular, right? So this is singular, right? The Bible does not promote multiple wives. You understand that? Because when our people do that, it's out of lust. You understand that? But this is an example of one of our forefathers who was married, right? And this is around this time. And around this time, they still have paperwork. I'm going to prove that to you. Read.
Saying, behold, take her after the law of Moses, and lead her away to thy father. And he blessed them. And he called Edna his wife.
Watch this.
And took paper.
What?
And took paper.
Paper. What do you think that paper is? Read.
And they write an instrument of covenant.
A what?
Instrument of covenant.
That paper is an instrument of covenant because when you marry your wife, what are you doing? You are committed to that relationship. Right. It creates a bond, right? You're committed. You're making a promise that you will be with her for the rest of your life. Read.
And made it, and did write an instrument of covenant and sealed it.
And sealed it, because when you go to the courthouse, they actually put a seal on the marriage papers. So you better stop playing, right? Because you BSing. You stay with her out of your life, because if you was really true to the marriage, you will go to that courthouse and get the paperwork, right? Because that shows that you are keeping God's commandments, that you're showing that marriage is an honorable thing, right? And then you'll be an example. Get that, I think it's in Timothy where it talks about the bishop and everyone, right?
3:5.
3 and 5. Watch this.
3:1-2.
You're a man, right?
3:1.
What's your age? 50, right? So you're gonna have brothers that's gonna look up to you, right? You know, people in the community, the young brothers, they tend to look up to the older men in the community. So you, as a man, you have to be setting an example for the younger men, right? So that when they do tend to seek out, wives, they know to have a wife, right? They know to have one wife, not multiple. So you as a man have to set that example in the community. Read what you got.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 1. This is a true saying. If a man desires the office of a bishop,
So if you desire an office of a leader, right? And being a leader today is being a leader in our community, right? And I know as a nation of people, we try our best to be leaders, right? And our leaders today are what? Rappers, comedians, pastors. Those are our leaders today. Are they being good examples in our community? No, I'm just saying they are set up as our leaders. You understand that? Right. But are they setting good examples in our community? They're not. So guess what? These young men are following them. Drugs, sex, money, right? These are things that is occurring in our community because the people that were set up in our community are not keeping God's commandments. So if you desire an office to be a leader, this is what you're supposed to do. Keep on reading.
a bishop then must be blameless.
So you gotta be blameless. Read.
The husband of one wife.
The what?
The husband of one wife.
So you gotta be a leader that's setting an example that you have one wife, and that you rule your house, that you take charge of your house to make sure that your wife is in order. You want to make sure that your kids are in order. You want to make sure that they're getting the right education. You want to make sure that they're following God's commandments to make sure that that cycle does not continue in our community. That's how. And I'm stressing this is because it's important in our community. With just that simple act, it will fix a lot of problems in our community.
So that's
Agreed. Huh? Marriage. Yeah, marriage. That'll fix more than 70% of the problems in our community.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom. What is the
nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word